Let's take a look at question number 13. We want to add and subtract rational expressions with different denominators. So let's refresh our memory on the steps on that. Adding, subtracting rational expressions with different denominators. Step 1. Get rid of parentheses on the top. This doesn't happen a whole lot, but occasionally you have parentheses in your numerators. Step 2, factor your denominators. Step 3, figure out the least common denominator and rewrite each fraction with that new denominator. Step 4, add or subtract to the top parts, the numerators, and put into a single fraction. Step 5, factor the top. Now you shouldn't have to factor the bottom because this should already be factored from step 2. But I'm going to put here factor the top / bottom just in case. Like I say, if you've done step 2, you won't need to do this. And then 6, cancel if necessary. So let's look at we'll follow these steps in solving this problem. Number 13. We got 6 over x squared minus 17x plus 72 minus 5 over x minus 8. Step 1, get rid of parentheses on top. There is no parentheses on top. Step 2, factor the denominators. X minus 8 can't do anything with, but this one is the PSD method. And let me show the steps over here. This is x squared x, no x, and there's no number for the x squared. That's what tells us the PSD. With the PSD, we take our number at the end, ignoring signs, and we'll come up with 3 columns. Let's see. The P column is all the products give us 72. 1 times 72, 2 times 36, 3 times 24, 4 times something, 18. 5, no. 6 times 12. 7, no. 8 times 9. Add them. That's the S column for sum. 1 plus 72 is 73. 2 plus 36 is 38. 27, 22, 18, 17. Difference column. Subtract smaller from larger. 72 minus 1 is 71. 36 minus 2 is 34. 24 minus 3 is 21. 18 minus 4 is 14. 12 minus 6 is 6. 9 minus 8 is 1. Number we're looking for is a number in our middle term, which is 17, which is right here. So we use 8 and 9. So put 8 there and 9 there. Now our larger number in the P column, which is a 9, is always going to be the same sign as the middle term, which is negative. If the number you circled is in the S column, S for same sign, so if this one's negative, the other one will be negative. Okay, that was step 2. Step 3, figure out the least common denominator and rewrite each fraction with a new denominator. If we look at each factor, I'll start with the x minus 8. We're looking for the greatest number of x minus 8s in a single denominator. There's 1 here, 1 here. So the greatest number of x minus 8s in a single denominator is 1. Then we'll go to our next factor, the x minus 9. We're looking for the greatest number of x minus 9s in a single denominator. There's 1 here, none here. So the greatest number of x minus 9s in a single denominator is 1. So that's our least common denominator. And we're going to rewrite each fraction with that new denominator. Now the first fraction already has that, so we don't change it. On my second one, though, it had an x minus 8. The x minus 8 is still there. The new thing down there is the x minus 9. So we have to put it up on top. Whatever you put down below, you put up on top. And the rule is, whatever you multiply by the bottom, you have to multiply by the top. So 5 times x is 5x. 5 times negative 9 is negative 45. And we rewrote each fraction with that new denominator. Step 4, add or subtract top parts and put into a single fraction. If you got a negative out in front of your fraction, that's going to flip the sign of everything up on top. So flip the sign of 5x and the negative 45. So this becomes 6 minus 5x. That was a positive 5x. And then a positive 45. Denominator remains as is. So that gives us negative 5x. 6 plus 45 gives us 51. Now our next step says to factor the top, but that doesn't look like a factor. And we can't cancel. So let's see which one matches. Negative 5x plus 51. They go ahead and multiply this back through, which you could if you wanted to. But it'd be A. Let me show you what they did. Top part they left as is. And the bottom part, multiply back through. X times x is x squared. X times negative 9 is negative 9x. Negative 8 times x is negative 8x. And negative 8 times negative 9 is 72. FOIL if you learned that method. Combine together like terms. Negative 9x, negative 8x is negative 17x plus 72. And that's our answer.